The following contest scheduled for one fall is for the United States Championship. Introducing first the challenger from Kyoto, Japan, weighing in at 220 pounds, Shinsuke Nakamura.
Sinister, menacing,
witnessed a metamorphosis within Shinsuke Nakamura in recent weeks, and this man may very well be the next United States champion.
And his opponent from Los Angeles, California, weighing in at 240 pounds, he is the United States Champion, LA Knight.
You know, Corey, I believe that some of what Shinsuke Nakamura said about LA Knight has some truth. The fact that this man is consumed with being champion in WWE, a long, hard road to finally win the...
Cole, I don't mean to interrupt you. We just saw something out of LA Knight that I think could be a very strong tell. LA Knight just dropped his United States Championship. That means there is turmoil inside of the megastar. He's not in control like he usually is.
And that's the point that I was making when Shinsuke Nakamura said this man is so consumed with being a champion. A long, hard road to finally win the United States Championship at SummerSlam. But Shinsuke Nakamura claims it's going to finally slip through the fingers of LA Knight.
Well, it's a case of LA Knight working his entire life to get to WWE, to become a champion in WWE, and he finally achieved that, and he's holding on to it so desperately tight. He may squeeze it out the backside of his hands himself.
This is about the prestigious United States Championship. I do want to make a correction because I had mentioned that it was Io Sky, but it was actually Bayley who won the championship back at WrestleMania. I wanted to make sure that I gave Bayley her proper due in that past match. So this is for the United States title, first formed in 1974. The late great Harley Race, the first United States champion. Dozens of WWE Hall of Famers have held the title over the years. And tonight, LA Knight defends against a former three-time IWGP champion, 2018 Royal Rumble winner, two-time NXT champ, and a two-time Intercontinental champion, Shinsuke Nakamura. So what does Knight have to do to keep the title tonight, Corey?
LA Knight needs to stick to his guns. LA Knight needs to stay on his game, which from the early moments of this matchup is not the case. LA Knight needs to find his rhythm, settle into a groove, and do what he does best.
And again, Shinsuke's in LA's head. And look at the use of the mist on Friday Night SmackDown last night. Knight's got to be thinking about that. Got to be thinking, does Nakamura somehow try to slip that in, avoid disqualification, and use that tonight?
Definitely a possibility. Nakamura is a master of mind games. I mentioned it on SmackDown several weeks back that Nakamura claimed that he was frustrated at his place in WWE. He went away, did a lot of deep meditation, and while doing that meditation, it unlocked something in Shinsuke's mind that he had never experienced before. That's manifested itself. That's what we're seeing here now.
Yeah, the MMA expert has come back with a much more aggressive attitude. And this is a big night for Shinsuke Nakamura, Corey. You can say you go away and you got to regroup and you got to find your place in WWE. You got to win, and you got to win the championship. Oh, and that's what Nakamura needs to do here at Survivor Series. LA Knight cover. Oh, thought he went for the cover, but he's just going to beat the hell out of Shin.
I think this is what Knight needs right now. Let it all fly, LA Knight.
LA Knight. Nice suplex delivered to Nakamura. Knight delivered a well-placed elbow cover. The kick out by Shinsuke at 1.
I think Shinsuke Nakamura subscribes to the old adage that the loudest guy in the bar isn't the one you need to worry about. It's the quiet guy in the corner. Nakamura sees LA Knight as the loudmouth that he is, the guy that will tell you how tough he is, and Shinsuke is the quiet guy in the corner.
And there's the veteran, Shinsuke Nakamura, rolling out of harm's way, at least momentarily. LA Knight now driving Nakamura to the barricade. You know, LA Knight's usually the one playing the games, right? And one up and everybody. I think it bothered him. He was embarrassed by the fact that Nakamura's gotten the better of him over the past few weeks.
Well, absolutely. That's one of the weapons that has driven LA Knight to these heights. His blind confidence in himself, his belief that he is as good as he says he is. Unfortunately, the rest of the world doesn't believe it. And by that, I mean Shinsuke Nakamura. Nakamura's eager to test LA Knight.
And speaking of Shinsuke, as these two battle outside the ring, and again, remember, champion's advantage. Nakamura's got to pin or submit LA Knight. But to get back to Shinsuke for a moment, where did you think he got lost along the way? And what do you think he lost before he came back?
That's a great question, and I think only Shinsuke Nakamura can truly answer that. I've been a fan of Nakamura since his days in Japan. I studied Shinsuke. I was so excited when Shinsuke signed with NXT. Shortly before my in-ring career came to an end. Nakamura has been one of my favorites for a long time, but I'm telling you, what we're seeing out of him right now is some of the best we've ever seen.
Well, and it brings back a lot of memories to the early career of Shinsuke Nakamura. And now LA Knight, bouncing Nakamura off the top rope. Now, even though there's 2 rings out here, of course, for War Games, you're only going to compete in the 1 ring.
Elbow right to the spine of the challenger
in this United States Championship match. And now LA Knight has taken over. This is really a must-win for Nakamura, in my opinion.
No doubt about it. When you go away for several months, you reinvent yourself, you tap into whatever Shinsuke has. If you come back and it doesn't translate to W's, it was all a waste of time.
What a back elbow!
That elbow, we've seen Nakamura connect with numerous times, will turn your lights out in a
hurry. And that one elbow just turned things around. Basement drop kick, covered now by Nakamura. LA Knight has to kick out at 2. But this elbow will knock your lights out.
Shinsuke Nakamura, an absolutely lethal striker.
Right on the bridge of the nose.
Yeah, I may have busted LA Knight's nose.
Nakamura is so quick, so sudden. That sudden impact offense of Nakamura takes you right out of your game.
But the thing that Nakamura utilizes more so than maybe any other superstar is his ability to remain calm in the heat of battle. It's almost unnerving when you're deep into a fist fight and Nakamura is calm as can possibly be.
He's always in control, never loses control. Very rare that Nakamura gets taken out of the moment. LA Knight checking his nose, and that was some back elbow by Nakamura.
And the angle in which Nakamura delivered the elbows. Now, how do you prepare for something like that?
Now Nakamura having his way with LA Knight. Quite the challenge for Knight tonight. Now, he's been a fighting champion. He's held open challenges against a number of people in Friday Night SmackDown.
Make no mistake about it, LA Knight is proud to
And Shinsuke hung up at the top rope. Knight buys himself some time.
LA Knight is proud to be your United States champion, and LA Knight wants to follow in the footsteps of the greatest United States champions that there's ever been. John Cena, for example, with these open challenges. Unfortunately, not everybody is John Cena.
DDT, Knight for the cover to retain the title. Kick out at 2 by Nakamura.
And this is where Knight can't allow himself to get frustrated. He just needs to keep his foot on the gas pedal, keep doing what he's doing.
Yeah, telegraphed that wildly. Nakamura just able to hang on. And and LA Knight was ready. He had that well scouted.
Torture rack.
My God! Nakamura for the win for Knight. Nakamura at 2. Very impressed with LA Knight there. It's
almost a version of the burning hammer delivered by the United States champion.
But what set that up, Corey, is the fact that he was ready. Nakamura will miss with the first swing, that first swinging kick, and he always connects on the second. Knight was ready for that time.
LA Knight is a student of the game. If he ever comes up short, it's not due to lack of preparation. Elbow stops the forward progression of Nakamura, who's now placed on the top turnbuckle.
Knight with the right hand. Knight hasn't been the same since
I'm telling
the elbow went into the nose, but all the mind games, right?
I would say LA Knight hasn't been the same since he made his entrance tonight.
And now Knight, and again, there's another example of LA Knight not being on top of his game tonight. The fact that Nakamura's in his head.
That's exactly what's happening here. The United States champion looks like he's unraveling at the moment, and Shinsuke just continues to soldier forward.
Yeah, Knight has really not been able to put together much momentum. And perhaps this could turn things around for the champion. No, oh, and a kick right to the back of the neck by Nakamura. LA Knight he can't get anything going.
What is Shinsuke looking for here? From the top. That is a long way down.
LA Knight dropped face first. Nakamura trying to win the United States Championship. Can he do it here? Knight at 2 somehow stays in it.
Let's take another look at this. Belly to back suplex all the way over. Inverted exploder from the ropes, and Nakamura now could be ready for the end.
Nakamura, wild-eyed look, measuring the champion.
Here it comes. Oh, LA Knight out of the way just in time.
Oh! Shinsuke planted by Knight. And out Knight. From the top rope, elbow delivered.
Going to question this strategy by Knight.
Yeah, I mean, Shinsuke's dominated much of the matchup. Knight needs to get on the attack.
This could be the prelude to the BFT. Nakamura on spaghetti legs here.
And Shinsuke falls outside the ring. Official Ryan Tran checking on Nakamura as the champ goes out to bring the fight. And
comes Shinsuke now. For a suplex, Knight able to thwart it.
LA Knight counters, and now Nakamura counters as well.
I think Nakamura went to the eyes.
What was effective? Oh! Head first off that steel.
That's got to be it. There's no way LA Knight's getting up after that.
Nakamura using this double ring structure to his advantage.
That was an absolutely nasty landing for LA Knight.
And now Nakamura perched and ready.
The Ronin senses are tingling. Kinshasa!
Cover by Nakamura. Shinsuke's a 3-time United States champion.
Here is your winner and the new United States champion, Shinsuke Nakamura.
Corey, the one thing I want to say is that Shinsuke Nakamura had brilliant strategy over the past couple of weeks. LA Knight did not look right since the beginning of this match. Nakamura was in his head. Nakamura dominated LA Knight to win the championship.
We have called Shinsuke Nakamura a combat artist for many moons. Tonight was a masterpiece. There you see Nakamura take advantage of the situation, went to the eyes, driving the champion, former champion, skull first onto the steel, and the running knee strike, the Kinshasa, to the back of LA Knight's skull, and new United States champion.
Shinsuke Nakamura warned LA Knight that this championship is all that makes you whole. And soon, it will all be over. Congratulations to Shinsuke Nakamura.